Good morning. This is CBS 58 Sunday Morning for October 20th. Thank you for joining us. I'm Mike Strehlow. Coming up, Whitney Martin meets a one-of-a-kind faculty member at Mukwonago High School. Why a yellow lab is living up to its name, Champ. Plus, a Lego love story in West Bend. Christine Flores meets a couple who've built their relationship on a colorful foundation. And later, Brittany Lewis hits the gym with a fitness expert focused on the differently abled. Also ahead.
It's an eye catcher. Right now we do a lot of door-to-door smoke alarm installations in high-risk neighborhoods, and you come down the street with the newer fire engine and people look out their windows maybe, but they don't take much notice. But if you drive down the street in a 1930s fire engine, I think a lot of people are going to want to know what's going on.
History rolls home. Ahead on our Sunday morning spotlight, the effort to return a piece of history to West Allis. A 1930s fire engine that once served this community is back with a new mission. Pauline Lee discovers why this project was so important to the firefighters protecting West Allis today. But first, twists and turns have been a constant for a local distillery owner. So much so, he named his Bayview business Twisted Path. But just like fine wine or liquor, Brian Salmon's life experiences and the stories he shares age quite well, including his time as a CIA agent. Michael Schlesinger with the incredible journey of an entrepreneur and what he's learned along the way.
I'm more proud of just having built this whole place and that we make everything here from scratch. You know, we're doing it the real way.
Distillery owner Brian Salmons is quite the busy man these days. This 43-year-old entrepreneur from Milwaukee just unveiled his new chai liquor.
You can make really good cocktails really easily at home, and people know what chai is, and they know they like that flavor profile, and they taste it, and then it's so easy. You just put it in coffee, put it in cider, put it in milk, put it in anything, and it's good.
When he first stumbled upon this 80-proof drink, he says he knew he found gold.
How is there not a chai liqueur out there that's so obviously going to be delicious? Why isn't somebody making that? So I made a batch like that day, and it was good.
His new chai concoction joins the rest of what he's distilled in the 5+ years his Bayview business has been open. Products like vodka, light and dark rum, gin, and barrel-aged gin.
My problem here is not lack of ideas. It's lack of time to bring any of them all the way to fruition. I have many, many ideas.
In all, Salmons tells me he produces some 300 bottles a week. Patrons can try in the tasting room here at the Twisted Path. And in case you were wondering about that name,
life is a path, follow your own path. Don't worry about what other people think and do. As long as you're not hurting anybody else, do what works for you. That's the gist of it. You know, my wife and I roll that way, and my career path will be an example of it, but it's not all about me.
As far as his career path goes, it is a windy one, starting out with his terrorism studies at UW-Milwaukee in the 1990s. Years before 9/11.
There's good guys and bad guys. Basically, I don't care what your political motive is, but if you're killing innocent people for a political reason, I don't like it.
From there, the Department of Defense hired him as an imagery analyst, and then he was, in his words, lent to the CIA, where he eventually worked in clandestine service.
There's an enormous amount of psychological profile things going on, interviews that involve role-playing and strange things like that.
Salmons was actually at the headquarters in Virginia on September 11th. One of his primary goals for months on end was tracking down terrorist leader and mastermind Osama bin Laden with the use of spy satellite and imagery.
Figuring out targets for raids or bombing or whatever. A lot of predator operations, the UAVs, what people call drones now, we did a lot of that. Pretty much playing Where's Waldo in Afghanistan.
Was there a time during your span that they almost got him?
Oh yeah. Because the trick wasn't just finding him. It was finding him and having the assets in place to do something about it at the time, in time, before you lose him again.
Salmon's stint with the CIA lasted a handful of years. He resigned to become a lawyer. He was not with the agency when bin Laden was captured in 2011. When they did get him in 2011, what was your feeling?
Relief, euphoria. I wanted to figure out who I know that still works there and congratulate them. But I can't really be in touch with people because now I'm out about working there, and then people that aren't, I can't really be in touch with. You learn a lot more about yourself, a lot about what your limits are in certain regards, and just about your own personality and and a lot about other people.
This former agent tells me he has no regrets about his career decisions, and to this day, he still misses his time with the government.
Being a part of major things going on in the world, being in the loop of what all's going on in the world, and then working with the people that are there. I've never seen a larger group of more competent people ever anywhere. I doubt there is one. I mean, it's an incredible group of people. And working with them on that kind of things of that import it's just really cool, and it's an honor.
In the meantime, he works at bettering his life, his employees, and in turn, what he serves to all his thirsty customers.
My goal is to grow the business to a comfortable size where everybody that works here is doing the thing they love and that they're good at.
Kids are bringing their own kids now, and that's really a cool thing.
Carving out a niche in a popular fall tradition.
You wouldn't be here if you weren't going through tough times.
And next, the home away from home, providing sweet support for hospital patients and their caregivers.
Packers, Raiders, Sunday on CBS 58. And after the game, stay with CBS 58 for Sports Zone postgame. We'll have interviews with players and coaches and in-depth analysis from the Sports Zone team. Sunday on CBS 58.
I have not been over since your remodel. We're in the market for windows. What did you call?
We called Callan. They recommended the Infinity fiberglass replacement windows from Marvin. They're not only beautiful and strong, they're very easy to open and close.
Wow!
And the whole process was so easy.
I'm going to call Callan today.
Replacing windows since 1986. Call Callan.
We put the wow in home remodeling.
Business Group today for a free business assessment.
A car crash can happen at any time. That's why we're open right now on holidays, nights, and weekends. Call us because justice never sleeps. Dial 333-3333 for the PKSD guarantee.
Hustle on into Menards and save 11% on all tools and fasteners.
Or you could get 11% off a brilliant chandelier.
Why not get 11% off a new vanity to update your bathroom?
Finish up those fall building projects and save 11%.
Make an entrance with 11% off all doors.
No matter the project, you'll get 11% off right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Good morning to you and welcome to CBS This Morning.
There's 7 people deep all around here.
With the crew of the Dennis Sullivan. I'm very glad it's us today.
CBS 58 Sunday morning, brought to you by Menards.
Kindness is contagious in Muskego, where a simple gesture from one 5th grader to another has had a snowball effect. Students from around the district are following in his footsteps, bringing joy and friendships to kids with different abilities. Brittany Lewis with the special Jersey Connection.
Big 5'6", right?
Sometimes the best rolled out plans come from the heart of a kid.
Hey, pal.
Relayed in a phone call to a mom.
I was speechless for a while.
Whose hopes for her child are quite simple.
The biggest fear you have as a parent when you have a child who isn't like everyone else is this feeling and this fear that they're going to be isolated. For a young man to see her.
Grant Shaw and Michaela Burback are 5th graders at Muskego Lakes Middle School. Grant plays on the football team.
I chose 56 because that's one of the linebacker numbers.
Homecoming week, he had a plan for that number 56 jersey.
I thought that Michaela was kind of like left out because nobody really wanted to hang out with her, so I chose to go play with her and give her my jerseys.
She got to wear it to the football game.
Thank you seems so insufficient in a moment like that because he doesn't know the impact that he had in that gesture.
It was a gesture that inspired other kids. The next week, 6 more football players shared their jerseys with kids with different abilities.
Now it's gone to Lake Danoon and other grades. Muskego Warrior football is getting on board completely.
Forming friendships in their jerseys.
I think it makes her feel like really happy, and like it makes me feel happy too because I get to be with her.
Can I have a second?
And bringing tears to their parents' eyes.
As a parent, you hope those are the answers that your child is going to give.
A gift from the heart of one kid to another.
And now, sweet gestures from someone who cares. Natalie Shepard takes us to the area's only hospital guest house and finds a volunteer working with others to provide a home away from home for patients and their caregivers.
These look wonderful. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Everyone at Kathy's house is glad to see Kate Jensen coming. That's because her hands are usually full of a big box of cookies.
This morning I brought birthday cake cookies here. I bring a couple different kinds, but that's definitely like a newer kind that I make.
These colorful cookies would brighten anyone's day.
They have a little bit of pudding, like cheesecake pudding in them.
But here, they take on special meaning.
How long are you here for, do you know?
I have 7 treatments left to go out of 42, so I'm done next Friday.
Comfort foods are really important for people going through tough times, and you wouldn't be here if you weren't going through tough times.
Board member Carolyn Bellin says Kathy's house is a home away from home for those who've traveled here for medical care.
The guests say that it's wonderful to open the door and to smell something freshly baked or freshly cooked.
And a homemade treat is a small comfort that can make a big difference.
They're delicious.
Jensen's been baking for Kathy's house for the past year, but she's known patients since she started as a nurse at Freighter in 2001.
It was very common that I would have, like, let's say 5 to 7 patients in that week and not one of them be from the Milwaukee area.
They see firsthand the importance of Kathy's house.
Dealing with health issues is hard enough, but Jensen has heard time and again how hard it is to find a place to stay.
Most people couldn't even imagine using a hotel stay for their entire 6 weeks of treatment.
And volunteering isn't new to her. She started back when she was just a teenager.
Before I was even 16, I worked as a volunteer in a hospital. They used to call them candy stripers way back then.
From candy striper to cookies, Jensen's happy to be helping others, one sweet gesture at a time.
I like a good sturdy cookie. Even if people don't want to eat the whole thing right away, they'll wrap it in a napkin or finish it up later. But rarely ever does somebody not finish the cookie. They usually eat the whole thing.
Very good. You are a good cook.
Oh, thank you.
In our community calendar, it's Green Bay versus Oakland right here on CBS 58. The Packers host the Raiders at Lambeau Field today, wrapping up a run of 5 home games in the first 7 weeks of the season. Kickoff is noon with CBS Sports' Jim Nantz and Burlington native Tony Romo in the broadcast booth. On Tuesday, the smash hit musical Hamilton comes to Milwaukee for a nearly 1-month run at the Marcus Performing Arts Center. The musical is the story of America founding father Alexander Hamilton, an immigrant from the West Indies who became George Washington's right-hand man during the Revolutionary War. On Friday, the Dia de los Muertos Festival opens at the Mitchell Park Dome. The Desert Dome will be filled with cheerful candlelight, orange marigolds, and colorful decorations. On Saturday, legendary singer-songwriter Bob Dylan will perform at the Rave's Eagles Ballroom, backed by a full band. The 78-year-old's last stop in Milwaukee was in 2017 at the Outlaw Music Festival at Summerfest. And also Saturday, the Milwaukee Bucks play their home opener at Fiserv Forum with a matchup against the Miami Heat, a team featuring former Marquette star Jimmy Butler and former Whitnall High School standout Tyler Hero. Tip-off is at 4 p.m.
He does some ridiculous thing that's silly, and that makes my day. And he knows it makes my day.
The four-legged friend making special connections in school.
It's really nice seeing families come and enjoy themselves, spending some time together, not on their phones. Too many families just aren't hanging out together anymore, and this gets them together.
And next, creating memories in a pumpkin patch.
Hope is when you're really excited about what comes next.
Just having a positive outlook on the things that you believe in.
This world is a very good place to be.
If you're injured, we're here to restore hope. Call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Let's go! At US Cellular, we heard you. You want a wireless plan that works for you. That's why we're giving you unlimited data for just $30 on a network ranked #1 in network quality performance. All that and no hidden fees. So there are no surprises on your bill. That's the best value in wireless. That work for you? Get unlimited data for just $30 a month with no hidden fees. Now that's fair. US Cellular. Choose fair.
Area rugs can be a magnet for dirt and accidents. Patterns on the top can hide those, but the back tells the real story. At Stanley Steamer, we clean both sides of your rug all the way through. We begin by removing the dry dirt from deep within the fibers. Thoroughly wash it in our submersion machine and remove any stubborn dirt or odors. We even offer pet urine removal for a cleaner looking and smelling area rug. Get one rug cleaned, get a second half off.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
Alarmtronics has replacement remote fobs, remote start, alarms, keyless entries, auto stereos. We install same day.
Come see us for alarms, backup cameras, Bluetooth, and remote starts. Installation is included.
Protect your vehicle by your smartphone or watch. No matter where you buy it, we install it. Don't be a victim. Stop in at the original Alarmtronics and let our family take care of your vehicle today.
With dental implants from Eon Clinics, you'll be able to smile and eat your favorite foods again. Call 844-365-SMILE to schedule your free consultation or online at eonclinics.com.
CBS 58 investigates the danger of user agreements.
I am personally concerned about the security of sensitive information.
Risky agreements, Tuesday at 10.
I got seriously hurt in a car accident.
I called Gruber Law Offices.
If you've been hurt in an accident, you know what to do.
I knew what to do. I called Gruber Law Offices.
That's what you do.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Everywhere news breaks. Every day, the weather changes.
Seemed good throughout the afternoon.
Every emotion
was loved by everyone.
Every investigation.
Those also didn't have any.
Every celebration.
We've got a couple of major Bucks fans here.
Every time the news impacts you. Bill, Natalie, and Drew. Every night, switch to CBS 58 News.
With Halloween just 11 days away, it's prime pumpkin picking season. This morning, Mark McPherson takes us to a family-run pumpkin farm where visitors have been connecting with nature, animals, history, and each other for more than 2 decades.
I like this.
It's a fall tradition for Wisconsin families.
What do you think?
I think you found it. Can we get one more?
Picking that perfect pumpkin.
Big pumpkin.
When people are looking for the perfect pumpkin, they're generally looking for something that has a nice sturdy stem on it.
It's a tradition that's been going on for 2 decades at Lindner's Pumpkin Farm in New Berlin.
We start around the middle of September and we go all the way through the end of October.
Diane Lindner and her husband run the farm. They like being a part of so many family traditions.
It's really nice seeing families come and enjoy themselves, spending some time together, not on their phones. Too many families just aren't hanging out together anymore, and this gets them together.
Awesome job.
Jackie Peterson is capturing every moment of her family's annual trip.
We've came for the past 2 or 3 years. They look forward to it every year, so it's just like a fun family thing to do. It might have a little dirt on it, but that's okay. We just have to give it a bath at home.
But this is just a small corner of the farm.
Over the years, we kind of added different things.
Lindner's is so much more.
It is a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
The Lindners wanted to be more than a pumpkin patch, so they added things for families to do while they were visiting.
This is our big backyard.
They have a merry-go-round, a racetrack, and 4 big slides.
They love the slides. You take a burlap sack, go up down the slide.
They also have pumpkin bowling and a lot of farm animals.
We've got a petting zoo with all kinds of animals. You can feed the goats. You've got pigs, alpaca, a miniature horse, all kinds of birds, bunnies, a turtle.
We wanted something local, and that was after school, and this was perfect.
Andrea Sargent thought this would be a perfect day for her two kids to enjoy all the fun.
It's on a smaller scale, which is much nicer, especially since it's local. Hey, here's a teeter-totter.
A big hit with her kids, the corn maze.
And then the corn maze is back here. Last year we did have someone call on their phone, and they're like, I'm in your corn maze, and I can't get out.
Good job. Are you saying cheese to that camera too? Cheese!
The farm is a sort of mini amusement park. How many people do you think you get on the weekends?
Thousands.
But with a hometown feel.
If it gets too big, it starts getting too commercial, and you don't get that family vibe.
One thing helping that family vibe are the people helping the Lindners.
Robert.
Like Robert Witt.
I love it.
Robert is one of many family members that spend hours helping keep things running.
My favorite part is just having fun.
Yeah.
And helping the people.
It's nice family time together.
And Linda Schleeper, a lifelong friend.
This isn't my real job. I actually am an insurance agent.
Oh, really?
But I have much more fun at this job.
I got good people here, good help, really good help.
They all help to keep this fall tradition running in this small corner of New Berlin.
I can pull up my driveway and know, wow, this is my home, I live here, but I can open it up to the public and let them really enjoy it for this time.
Maybe this one.
You can get a bigger one if you want.
It's a little too heavy.
Also that people like Blake Sunby and his family have a place to go every fall.
It's just fun to hear families say, you know, we've been coming here for 7 years, we've been coming here for 10 years. You know, kids are bringing their own kids now, and that's really a cool thing.
And they don't plan on slowing down anytime soon.
How do you make it stop? How do you stop? You can't, you know, people are going to keep coming.
He's a good dog. He just helps me if I'm having a bad day.
Next, the canine companion lifting spirits at a local high school. And then,
nearly 90 years after they first bought it, West Dallas Fire Engine number 3 is returning home for its second run. That story coming up on CBS 58 Sunday morning.
CBS 58 Sunday Morning is brought to you by McCoy Contractors.
Concerned about basement problems? Since 1956, McCoy Contractors has repaired over 10,000 basements. No franchise, just a great family-owned company, period. Basement problems? Call McCoy. McCoy, the trusted name.
The ups and downs of frequent mood swings can plummet you to extreme lows, lift you to intense highs, or make you feel both at once. Overwhelmed by bipolar 1 symptoms? Ask about Vraylar. Some medications only treat the lows or the highs. Vraylar effectively treats depression, acute manic, and mixed episodes of bipolar 1. Full spectrum relief of all symptoms with just one pill once a day. Elderly patients with dementia-related psychosis have an increased risk of death or stroke. Call your doctor about unusual changes in behavior or suicidal thoughts. Antidepressants can increase these in children and young adults. Report fever, stiff muscles, or confusion, which may mean a life-threatening reaction. Or uncontrollable muscle movements may be permanent. Side effects may not appear for several weeks. Metabolic changes may occur. Movement dysfunction, restlessness, sleepiness, stomach issues are common side effects. When bipolar 1 overwhelms, Vraylar helps smooth the ups and downs.
Belle, Vern, I'm off to college, and I'm not going to be around. I'm worried about my parents' retirement.
Oh, don't worry.
Voya helps them to and through retirement.
Dealing with today's expenses.
Like college.
While helping plan, invest, and protect for the future.
So they'll be okay? Without me?
When we knock out this wall, imagine the closet space.
Yes! Oh, hey, son.
Yeah, I think they'll be fine. Voya, helping you to
and through
retirement.
Concerned about basement problems? Since 1956, McCoy Contractors has repaired over 10,000 basements. No franchise, just a great family-owned company, period. Basement problems? Call McCoy. McCoy, the trusted name.
tonight.
The God account is back with a new mystery to solve.
Who's the friend suggestion?
My daughter. I gave my daughter up so that she could have a better life.
You can't just walk up to her and tell her who you are.
This is my friend's suggestion.
It could rip their family apart.
Dude God Friended Me, CBS tonight.
Tonight,
we got a problem.
A deadly virus.
This could mean a major outbreak.
Threatens the lives of millions.
This could get really bad.
NCIS LA tonight.
There are more than 1,800 students and staff members at Mukwonago High School, but only one champ. Whitney Martin shows us why the canine companion is getting high marks during his first 2 months on the job.
He's a good dog.
How does he make school better?
He just helps me if I'm having a bad day.
Paul Kosinski's entire day can change in a matter of seconds.
Because it helps students calm down. Like they're stressed out about a test, they could just visit a dog.
That dog is Champ, one of Mukwonago High School's newest hires, an emotional support animal who not only roams the halls, but Sue Bakafin's special education classroom.
Like, oh my gosh, there's actually a dog here.
I'll have a lot of kids that want to come and visit him and just kind of have time with him.
When I see him, I really don't know what to think. I kind of think of him as like, he can come over and see if something's wrong with you. And he can see that. And when he does, he can just lay by you, something like that.
He senses that with you?
Bakovin worked hard to get Champ on campus, even trying out another class pet before starting to train the yellow lab.
Last year we got Bob the fish, but he doesn't quite cut the mustard.
So when I heard about him, I was very ecstatic because finally there's something at school that is a stress reliever, and it's not just some object, it's not another human, it's an animal, and it makes it feel more like home.
He was originally supposed to be a guide dog until a minor ailment caused him to change course.
They kind of knew, I think, to give me the right kind of dog that would match to be the facility dog that would just be kind of chill and relax and just provide a lot of little love and, comfort to kids.
Animals are more loving. They don't really care about your past, or they don't know about your past. They don't care. They're just very loving.
Bakovin says the students appear more relaxed around Champ. He's even helped some of them get the courage to walk in the building.
Kids that I work with in general have a lot of different things going on. Maybe some have experienced trauma, some have some mental health things going on, and I'm always searching for tools that will help make their day better because it's hard.
I sure hope you stay here for all my 4 years in high school.
This week in Wisconsin history, it was October 20th, 1856, 163 years ago today, when famed abolitionist Frederick Douglass made an appearance in Beaver Dam. According to the Wisconsin Historical Society, it was part of the presidential campaign of 1856, a contest embroiled with the debate over slavery and its spread to new American states. A former runaway slave, Douglass was considered a leading orator and author of the abolitionist movement and is regarded as one of the most influential Americans of the 19th century. Just 5 years before the outbreak of Civil War, the speech he gave that day is lost, but accounts report that Douglass spoke twice to crowds of more than 1,000 each about the brutality and immorality of slavery.
You just can't hide building Lego. I mean, you got Lego around your house, you're an adult, and people think it's a kid's toy, and it really isn't.
Still to come, a Lego love connection.
The fire service is steeped in tradition. We do a lot of things today that we did, decades and decades ago.
And next, a new purpose for a retired and now returned piece of West Dallas Fire Department history.
Happy Sunday, everybody. Meteorologist Michael Schlesinger on this 20th day of October. Plenty of sun. Temps around 60. Fairly seasonable. Winds go to the east about 5 miles an hour. Now, Monday, a much different story. Showers and storms and wind. 62 the expected high. Then much cooler behind this cold front that's moving through into Monday evening. 52 on Tuesday. Leftover showers and breezes, too. Mid-50s on Wednesday. Not bad. 53 on Thursday. And yet another front dropping temperatures even more in the 40s for Friday and Saturday. Should be pretty quiet weather-wise. Overnight lows, obviously, by that point in the 30s. Some of you could see some frost as well. If you have some weather photos, I know the fall foliage is just beautiful out there. Pics, PIX at CBS58.com, or send it via our Weather Mobile app, which, by the way, we have upgraded on our end. Make sure you update it on your end to get the latest radar, blogs, all that good stuff. So once again, on this Sunday, maybe a jacket this morning. You can shed it later on with highs around 60.
People with type 2 diabetes are excited about the potential of once-weekly Ozempic. In a study with Ozempic, a majority of adults lowered their blood sugar and reached an A1C of less than 7 and maintained it.
Oh, under 7.
And you may lose weight. In the same one-year study, adults lost on average up to 12 pounds.
Oh, up to 12 pounds.
A 2-year study showed that Ozempic does not increase the risk of major cardiovascular events like heart attack, stroke, or death.
Oh, no increased risk.
Ozempic should not be the first medicine for treating diabetes or for people with type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis. Do not share needles or pens. Don't reuse needles. Do not take Ozempic if you have a personal or family history of medullary thyroid cancer, multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2, or if you are allergic to Ozempic. Stop taking Ozempic and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, itching, rash, or trouble breathing. Serious side effects may happen, including pancreatitis. Tell your doctor if you have diabetic retinopathy or vision changes. Taking Ozempic with a sulfonylurea or insulin may increase the risk for low blood sugar. Common side effects are nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, stomach pain, and constipation. Some side effects can lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems.
I discovered the potential with Ozempic.
If eligible, you may pay as little as $25 per prescription. Ask your healthcare provider today about once-weekly Ozempic.
To the outside world, you look good, but you don't feel good. With polycythemia vera, PV, symptoms can change so slowly over time, you might not notice. But new or changing symptoms can mean your PV is changing. Let's change the way we see PV. You track and discuss blood counts with your doctor, but it's just as vital to discuss changing symptoms as well. Take notice and take action. Discuss counts and symptoms with your doctor. Visit takeactionpv.com.
On this third Sunday of National Fire Prevention Month, we're highlighting the much anticipated return of a piece of firefighting equipment. A historic fire engine retired decades ago is back in service, but this time with a new mission. In our Sunday morning spotlight, Pauline Lee shows us why the homecoming is not only special for the West Dallas Fire Department, but a family of firefighters.
Many firefighters at the West Dallas Fire Department will tell you going out on a call is a rush.
It's always exciting, especially when you hear the tones for a fire, because that's what we're trained for.
But these days, there's a different kind of excitement leaving the station.
Very excited.
We're excited with the direction things are going.
Excited because the station will soon be adding another red and white steed to the department.
It's an eye catcher.
This one, though,
Yes.
Fire Chief Mason Pooler says, isn't just any fire engine.
It's an open cab rig, and it's got a lot of history to it.
History that firefighter Scott Liska says is very important to this department, steeped in tradition.
It is. I mean, the fire engine is basically in history. It's the flagship of the fire service.
That's because this new engine is almost a century old and once belonged to the department nearly 9 decades ago.
Our 1930 Peter Persh fire engine that we used for many, many years in this department to fight fires with.
The department first bought the engine for $7,500 on September 25th, 1930.
The picture over here, back in 1930, and the engine right here, that's engine 3 right there.
Rolling in at 20 miles an hour, it was state-of-the-art for its time.
They actually had a larger capacity water tank, so it'd go to the cities that were outside of our community to help with fighting fires because we had to take the water with us because they didn't have hydrants.
So prior to 2000, all of our records for fire alarms were kept in paper format.
Then days after it was purchased, it was time to get to work.
September 29th, 1930, a call came in via telephone at 7:08 p.m. for the north end of 48th Avenue, which is currently the intersection of 57th and National, for a tree on fire.
Definitely not the thrilling start anyone would have hoped for.
You would have hoped for a more exciting story about maybe rescuing some children from a fire, but unfortunately, a tree on fire was the beginning of that engine's career.
Nonetheless, Engine 3 is special to the department and extra special to Scott and his family.
My grandfather, when he started, the engine was the first engine that he ever took a call on.
A World War II veteran, Edward Liska joined the department in 1946.
He always liked talking about the Westwood Fire. That was kind of like a big high point in his career.
He dedicated 37.5 years to protecting the community as a firefighter and inspired generations after him to do the same.
There was a picture that he had in the news years and years ago where he was up on top of the aerial ladder, and as a kid I always saw the picture hanging on the wall, and my dad telling me the stories about it because he actually got to see his dad work at that fire. So.
Scott and his sister Rachel are now third-generation Liska firefighters in West Dallas.
My grandfather was the first firefighter, and my father and my stepmother. I guess for me the big thing is my family's legacy. I'm very proud to be able to carry on my family's tradition.
Engine 3 served the community valiantly for decades, but was retired in the early 70s and auctioned off.
It's now bounced around a couple different collectors for years.
Then last year, the engine's current owner was looking to downsize his collection and reached out to the department seeing if they would like to buy the engine back.
We immediately thought, absolutely, this is a pretty rare opportunity. A lot of departments have older fire engines, but very often it's not their engine. It's an engine that they bought somewhere and then put their logo on as kind of a public relations tool.
Now the challenge was coming up with the money.
It kind of came out of left field. We weren't prepared. We didn't have any money set aside for this.
So the department turned to fundraising, hoping to bring in $16,000. It took a year and a half, but they did it.
We're looking forward to bringing it home.
I was very excited.
They hit the road earlier this week to Kohler, Wisconsin to reunite with their piece of history.
It's got a federal kill.
And it was up to the department's fleet manager, Jeremiah Bears,
oh, yeah?
and senior equipment operator, Dan Kirshner, to learn all of the ins and outs of the engine.
You just turn it and pull it out. How often do you grease these? You grease these ever? So never turn the headlights on before you start it.
After a quick lesson on maintenance,
all right, piece of cake.
it was time to learn how to drive.
All right, nice and slow.
Here, you got to give her a little more gas to get out of one.
With a couple of practice rounds under their belt,
oh, this thing's great.
It's neat.
It was time.
I'm gonna ride on the back on the way back.
To return to the West Dallas Fire Department. Nearly 60 miles and 90 years since it first arrived in West Dallas.
Looks good back here.
Engine 3 was once again home, rolling through its old stomping grounds as if no time has passed at all.
I want to go farther. I only got in the third gear. I got to get in that fourth gear.
Engine 3 won't be fighting fires like the good old days.
How are we looking at that side?
Instead, it will now switch gears into a new role on special occasions.
So we'll take it out in the community for things like teaching CPR, installing smoke alarms in different neighborhoods.
But its purpose remains the same.
And it's nice to be able to once again be able to take care of that, to have that same pride and be able to take care of it again.
To uphold the time-honored traditions and values of the West Dallas Fire Department for a long time to come.
It's, it's not just our history, it's West Dallas's history. It's the history of everybody that lives in the city.
You'll find today's stories and those from previous episodes at cbs58.com/Sunday Morning. And please send your story ideas to sundaymorning@cbs58.com.
And so after you ask why so many times, you either just stand still or you try to make a change. And that's what my heart led me to do.
That's it.
Coming up, the trainer providing heartfelt fitspiration.
It breaks barriers, cultural barriers, language barriers.
We meet the master builders of West Bend.
Packers, Raiders, Sunday on CBS 58. And after the game, stay with CBS 58 for Sports Zone postgame. We'll have interviews with players and coaches and in-depth analysis from the Sports Zone team. Sunday on CBS 58. CBS 58 investigates the danger of user agreements.
I am personally concerned about the security of sensitive information.
Risky agreements, Tuesday at 10.
Now at Menards, save big money on your next project with 11% off everything, including all Moen kitchen and bath faucets. This Bay Hill pull-down kitchen faucet features a spot-resist stainless steel finish and power clean spray. Just $177.11 after 11% off. This stylish Hilliard bath faucet has a spot-resist brushed nickel finish, only $61.41 after 11% off. Finish all of your projects with 11% off everything right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
There's a flag on the play.
It's got to be holding.
Dude, you need new windows.
Don't let those drafty windows scare you this fall.
Right now at Feldco, save 50% on all windows with no interest for 1 year. Say goodbye to those high energy bills once and for all.
Hurry, 50% off windows ends Halloween. Call now.
Yeah! For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
There's a place where you can make up for lost time by completely losing track of it. Where you can indulge in everything because it's all included. Sandals, the world's only 5-star luxury included resorts. Call 1-800-SANDALS.
Spectrum Mobile makes it easy to save. Mix and match our unlimited and by-the-gig data plans and build the perfect family plan that fits your needs. Unlimited nationwide talk and text included. See for yourself with the Spectrum Mobile Savings Calculator. Enter your information and see how much you can save over other carriers. It's that easy. Plus, you can change plans anytime, and there are no added taxes, fees, or contracts. Visit SpectrumMobile.com/save today.
Good morning. I'm Jane Pauley, and this is Sunday Morning.
Experience thought-provoking and truly original reporting on CBS Sunday Morning.
Year after year, Legos are at the top of children's wish lists of toys. The colorful and humble bricks are also a favorite among adults. In fact, you could say that Legos are the foundation of one couple's relationship. Part of their collection is on display from 10 to 3 today at the Old Courthouse Museum in West Bend. Christine Flores shares their Lego love.
If you hop on board the Hogwarts Express at the Cran's home, you won't just see witches and wizards. You'll also come across some West Bend staples, a taste of Christmas, and plenty of imagination.
I'll build one of those little micro tower things.
Oh yeah, how many of those do you have to build?
10.
Eric and Emily Kranz are unofficial Lego master builders.
I did email Lego and said, can I use master builder as a title? Are you guys okay with that? And they said, well, look into it and get back to you. And nobody ever got back to me. So I'm an unofficial master builder. I'm okay with that.
And just like Emmett, the main character in 2014's theatrical hit, The Lego Movie, becoming a master builder opened the world to the young couple.
I am a master builder.
I was looking for somebody online. My message went something like, if you are a bottom feeder, please do not respond. Because my husband is not a bottom feeder, he responded. And I knew on that first date that it was either going to be something really special or we were going to be great friends for life.
At the time, Eric had been building for about 2 years prior and had a humble collection of Legos.
He continued building and I continued building.
As a relationship grew, so did their collection.
You just can't hide building Lego. I mean, you got Lego around your house, you're an adult, and people think it's a kid's toy, and it really isn't.
The proposal included Emily's favorite childhood set with an added attachment.
There's this thing on the back that looks like a little treasure chest. And I thought, well, did they put out a different version of this set? I don't know. And I open up the little treasure chest, and there's a ring waiting for me.
And if you're wondering, the ring wasn't made out of Legos. They were, however, incorporated into their wedding, from the cake topper to the unity candle.
Pastor was like, yeah, that's fine, no problem.
Their living room has been turned into their Lego workshop, while their basement holds completed sets or work in progresses, high enough away from their little ones.
Whoa, yes! I do.
Lego building is a hobby for the couple, who do around 6 to 10 shows a year, with something new each time around. Their attention grabber tends to be their motorized Quidditch match. This Quidditch piece alone weighs about 40 pounds. With about 14,000 pieces, it took almost 16 months to complete. It was originally created as a standalone piece. Eric, being an engineer by trade, knew he could bring it to life.
As my wife will put it, I was holed up in the basement like a mad scientist for several months.
With so many things that twist and turn, it turned out to be a pretty awesome piece.
Awesome enough to win Best Mechanical Award at Brick World in Chicago of 2018.
Emily's displays combine her love for Christmas villages and some local staples. Who do you guys blame when you guys end up stepping on a Lego?
Oh, it's totally our fault. It could be our 2-year-old, but it's generally our fault.
While the couple place a donation box along with their displays, they say it's not about generating revenue.
Breaks barriers as far as cultural barriers, language barriers. The instructions have no words in them. It's all pictures, so anybody can see a shape and a color, pretty much can put Lego together.
Don't worry about, am I good enough? Or, man, what they're doing looks awesome, I could never do that. Everybody starts somewhere.
And if they can't come to me, I'll load up my truck and I'll take some equipment to them. I believe that they should be able to experience the same thing as you and I after working out.
Next, the fitness trainer putting ability first.
CBS 58 Sunday Morning, brought to you by Gruber Law Offices.
When you've been injured, you need the hometown team on your side. Trust us to get you back in the game. Call Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of the Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
You don't walk on thin ice, so why would you dig in your yard without contacting Digger's Hotline? Digger's Hotline is your one free call or click that helps identify underground lines in just 3 business days. Digger's Hotline. Know what's below.
High price of remodeling got you down? Save money, save time, save your cabinets. With Savers Kitchen and Bath, reface your cabinets and transform your kitchen at a fraction of the cost. Call or visit Savers Kitchen and Bath today.
Let's go! At US Cellular, we heard you. You want a wireless plan that works for you. That's why we're giving you unlimited data for just $30 on a network ranked #1 in network quality performance. All that and no hidden fees. So there are no surprises on your bill. That's the best value in wireless. That work for you? Get unlimited data for just $30 a month with no hidden fees. Now that's fair. US Cellular. Choose fair.
Whoa, fresh cracked egg, Canadian bacon, melty cheese, all in a toasty English muffin.
Wake up breakfast with McDonald's.
Try any size freshly brewed McCafe Premium Roast Coffee for just $1.
I was hurt, and I needed help.
I called Gruber Law Offices. If you've been hurt in an accident, you know what to do.
Hurt in an accident? Call Gruber Law Offices.
That's what you do. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Happy Sunday, everybody. Meteorologist Michael Schlesinger on this 20th day of October. Plenty of sun. Temps around 60, fairly seasonable. Winds go to the east about 5 miles an hour. Now, Monday, a much different story. Showers and storms and wind, 62 the expected high. Then much cooler behind this cold front that's moving through into Monday evening. 52 on Tuesday, leftover showers and breezes too. Mid-50s on Wednesday, not bad. 53 on Thursday. And yet another front dropping temperatures even more in the 40s for Friday and Saturday. Should be pretty quiet weather-wise. Overnight lows, obviously, by that point in the 30s. Some of you could see some frost as well. If you have some weather photos, I know the fall foliage is just beautiful out there. Pics, PIX at CBS58.com, or send it via our Weather Mobile app, which, by the way, we have upgraded on our end. Make sure you update it on your end to get the latest radar, blogs, all that good stuff. So once again on this Sunday, maybe a jacket this morning. You can shed it later on with highs around 60.
A fitness trainer is helping individuals he calls differently abled, one rep at a time. This morning, Brittany Lewis hits the gym with the founder of Able 365, Antonio Foray.
You ready? Let's go. Straight down.
To know what one's capable of,
Jump up. Down.
you have to push some boundaries.
Come on.
Try something that seems impossible
I like to always say we can change the impossible into I'm possible.
and do that.
You said your goal was to get back in prosthetics, right?
Joseph Reed is a quadruple amputee.
I caught meningitis at the age of 2.5 years old, and they had to amputate my limbs in order to save my life.
He was working at Walmart when the man encouraging him now
This is your mountain.
asked if he could help him work out.
And he looked at me like almost teary-eyed, and he was like, I never thought I could.
In the world of Eminem, if you have an opportunity, you seize it.
4, 5.
This opportunity seizer had crossed paths with an opportunity maker.
Come on. Come on.
Antonio Foray has been a trainer for 20 years.
And as I was training different clients at the gym, every once in a while I would see someone who was handy capable. And I would see them trying to manipulate the equipment or trying to work out, but it just wasn't working out with them. So I just asked them, first, hey, you mind if I help you? Or maybe if you try it this way. After so many times, I just started to think to myself, why is it that they don't have a gym that they can be comfortable at, amongst their peers and still get the same workout as you and I? And so after you ask why so many times, you either just stand still or you try to make a change.
Come on.
So he furnished his living room with workout benches and weights.
Good stuff, baby.
And crossed out the dis and disable, creating Able 365.
Able 365 is a campaign or challenge to raise revenue for a gym, which would be a gym that's specifically modified and spaced out for the differently able. So anyone with a physical or cognitive, ailment.
Try to keep that back straight.
The dream that he envisions
I can actually see the facility.
is a place where people of all abilities can work out.
It's just simple adjustments or fabrications that they can have somewhere where they can feel healthy just like you and I. They receive the same effect as you and I after working out. So why don't they have the possibility or the opportunity to?
There's not a lot of gym places that have the equipment for people who are disabled who want to work out and keep up the same motivation as somebody who have their hands and legs.
Foray is raising money for the gym through a campaign called $1 Million for $1 Million.
Is for every rep that I complete, somebody can donate $1. Or for every $1 donated, I'll complete a rep.
1, 2.
In the meantime, his clients come to his living room.
And they range from a quadruple amputee, then a young lady by the name of Ebony Jones. She's conquering cerebral palsy, as she likes to say. I have several wheelchair users.
Or he goes to them.
That's my man.
Yeah, I'll load up my truck and I'll take some equipment to them. I believe that they should be able to experience the same thing as you and I after working out.
His clients inspiring and encouraging him.
And I feel like I'm not doing a lot, right? But they let me know, what you're doing is very much so needed.
So we're going to do the 5, boom. Do the 5, boom.
While he pushes them.
Sometimes I feel a little selfish because I get so much gratification from it. Just somebody telling me, I didn't think I could, or, a person even told me once, I really just thought about committing suicide. I didn't feel like, I was worth anything, at least my former self. So just being able to let somebody realize, hey, you do have a second chance, or you can take that initial step. It just takes a little effort.
Another 10, let's go. Down.
To turn the impossible into I'm possible.
Come on. Last set.
And now, a moment in Wisconsin at Hawthorne Hollow Nature Sanctuary and Arboretum, northwest of Kenosha, in the town of Summers. Here's a look at what's coming up next week on CBS 58 Sunday morning.
Several of the films in this year's festival are frontrunners for various Academy Awards, and that's the type of content and pull that our film festival now has because we're really taken seriously by the industry.
It's the most impressive lineup yet for the 11th annual Milwaukee Film Festival, now firmly entrenched in their hub at the Oriental Theater and expanding to screens throughout the area. My conversation with Milwaukee Film's CEO and Artistic Director Jonathan Jackson on the festival's growth and impact year-round. For something new under the sun, CBS Sunday Morning with host Jane Pauley is next. And then at noon.
About set to kick off and we're underway.
It's Packers versus Raiders live from Lambeau on CBS 58. The regular season series started in 1972 with the Raiders winning each of the first 5 matchups, but the Packers have won the last 7, including a 30-20 victory in Oakland 4 years ago. The teams first met in Super Bowl II. A Herb Adderley 60-yard interception return for a touchdown in the fourth quarter cemented a 33-14 Packers win, giving Green Bay back-to-back Super Bowl victories. It was Vince Lombardi's last game as Packers head coach. Perhaps the most memorable meeting between the two teams happened on December 22, 2003. One day after the death of his father, Irv, Brett Favre played what many consider the greatest game of his storied career. The Packers legend threw for 399 yards and 4 touchdowns to lead Green Bay over Oakland 41-7. Kickoff is at noon here on CBS 58, followed by live post-game coverage. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you back here again next week for CBS 58 Sunday morning.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Let's come together and support the fight. So ladies, make sure to get tested.
Think pink all October.